Hello students, welcome to my class. Today I am going to explain form invariance of Newton's second law. This is the topic which belongs to engineering physics of unit 1, that is introduction to mechanics for BTech first year. This is according to regulation 18 syllabus for JNTUS. Okay, JNTUH. Let us see what is the meaning of invariance or invariant. Okay, what is mean by invariant? Invariant nothing but here let us see a quantity or a law. Okay, a quantity or a law, a principle which doesn't change under a transformation is called as invariant. Okay, so for example, scalars and vectors under its transformation, okay, scalar doesn't change, but where come to the vectors, vector changes because vectors depends on the direction. Okay, so invariant nothing but a quantity or a law which does not change under a transformation as it is moving up. Okay, transformation is called invariant, that is Galilean transformation. Okay, Galilean transformation. Let us see examples. Mass, length, time, Newton's second law of motion. So mass, length, time are the quantities which are example for the scalar. These are the scalar quantities. But Newton's second law of motion, is it scalar quantity? Yes. This also doesn't change its quantity under its transformation. Let us try to understand. Okay, that is Newton's second law. So form invariance of Newton's second law. Let us consider set of two inertial frames. Okay, so that is S and S dash. This is the x axis, y axis, z axis, and this is the frame is S frame, and this is x dash, y dash, z dash is the x dash or x prime frame, and this S frame is moving towards the S dash frame. Okay, as it is moving, okay, and this y and y dash are parallel to each other, and z and z dash are parallel to each other, whereas x and x dash are even parallel to each other. They are in relative motion. So that as the S frame is moving towards this S dash frame, and they have some distance, x distance. This is initial to final point, that is x, and this point to this point let us consider Vt. How can we write this is? So that is V is equals to S by T, then S is equals to Vt. So the distance from this, okay, y axis to y dash axis is Vt, and this is what, and this point to this point, and here there is a particle, okay, and the x dash. Let us consider a particle in a coordinate form, that is x comma y comma z comma t, and this is these coordinates in a x frame, and x dash comma y dash comma z dash comma t dash are the coordinates in a s dash frame. So this is the particle which is moving from, okay, moving towards the s dash frame, and that distance or displacement covered is, let us consider x, and this must between the y and y dash is the Vt distance, and this is from particle to, okay, s dash frame is x dash, let us consider, and this is the system of two inertial frame of references. Okay, now what is the invariant we have seen. Let us try to explain this concept in detail. From figure, frame of reference S is parallel to frame of reference S dash. Yes, the coordinates axis x, y, z of reference S are parallel to the axis x dash, y dash, z dash. The frame of S dash moves with a uniform velocity v along the x-axis, the frame of reference coincide at time t. Yes or no? So this is the frame of reference which is moving with the velocity, and it is also frame of reference which is moving with velocity v. Okay, both are moving in a positive x direction. Both are, this s and s dash frames are moving along positive x direction. The velocity of the s dash is v meter per second, and here this is somehow faster velocity than the s dash frame. So that after reaching some distance, at time t is equals to 0, okay, this s frame will meet the s dash frame. Then the particle p of x comma y comma z is moving along the position or positive x axis in a time t with the first frame s. Okay, thus the coordinates of p dash is this much can be transformed as, and these coordinates are transformed into these coordinates. Okay, as this s is moving towards this one, and also this is in the motion. Okay, and this is happens. Now let us try to understand how can we get the Galilean transformations. Okay, so this x is equals to x dash plus vt. How can we get this? Listen to me. Diagram is like this. Okay, this is the total distance is x. This is from s frame to particle, that is x, and this is this one plus this one. Vt plus x dash equal to x. Yes or no? This is total distance. This one plus this one gives x. So that I am writing it as x equal to x dash plus vt. This is from figure. And x dash is equal to x minus vt. We can write this. Okay, this one is equal to, this is bringing this side. Similarly, y dash is equal to y and z dash is equal to z, because they are parallel to each other. Y dash is parallel to y axis, z dash is parallel to z axis. So that's why they are equal to each other. The quantity is same. The coordinates y, z remains unchanged because they have no relative motion. They are parallel motion. Okay, what are the relative motion? X and x dash are relative motion because which are moving in a positive x direction. So that's why, and this y dash, z dash and y, z are having no relative motion, they are parallel motion. Now, as the time is independent of space coordinate system in a classical physics, so t dash is equal to also t. In a classical physics, we won't consider the time because we only consider the motion. Okay, so that's why this is also equal. So what are the equation 1, 2, 3, equation 1, 2, 3 and equation 4 are called as the Galilean transformations. Clear? This is very, very important for 2 marks. Okay, write the Galilean transformation equations. Okay, this 3 and this 1 you have to write. Okay, so these are the Galilean transformation. Now let us see, as the body is moving, s and s dash are in the moving. Okay, according to Newton's second law of motion, because there is a motion, because they are in the motion. F is equals to ma. Okay, F is equals to m into dv by dt and m into d by dt of dx by dt. We can write it as, and F is equals to m into d square x by dt square. Let us consider this is equation 5. How can we write this? Is a is equals to velocity per time and d by dt, velocity is equals to dx by dt, and that we can write it as d square x by dt square. Acceleration we can write in the d square x by dt square. So differentiating equation 1 with respect to t, okay, or with respect to dt. Now what is the differentiation? Okay, so this is the equation 1 This is the equation 1. Differentiate. Okay. After differentiation, we get a dx dash by dt equal to, okay, d by dt of x minus vt. You know there x minus vt. Okay, separate you are writing dx by dt minus d by dt of vt, and dx by dt minus v is constant, dt by dt gets cancelled, that is 1, and dx by dt equal to dx by dt minus v. Here v is a velocity, but it is constant velocity. Whatever the s and s dash frames are moving with a constant velocity. So v is a constant velocity, and d square x by d square. This is second time differentiation. Second time differentiation. Doing a second time differentiation, we get the d square x dash by dt square equal to d square x by dt square and d by dt of v. So differentiation of constant becomes 0. That's why I have written 0 here. Next, d square x dash by dt square is equal to d square x by dt square. Let us consider equation 6. Equation 6. Now, the forces and masses are absolute quantities in a Newton's mechanics. What are the forces and masses are there? That is F is equals to ma. Okay, F is the force, m is the mass. These force and masses are absolute quantities in the Newton mechanics, so that they will not change. They will not change. So m prime is equals to m, f prime is equals to f. The force in a frame s dash is, we can write it as this one according to from equation 5. So f dash is equals to m dash d square x dash by dt square. So force in frame S, we can write it as F is equals to m into d square x by dt square. These two equations we get okay, equation 5, that is F is equals to m into d square x by dt square. Okay. Now, so here we got equation 6, that is d square x dash